Hello and welcome to this late afternoon taste challenge. I have two bourbon whiskeys. This is a huge bottle of Jim Beam Black. I know it was introduced in 1992, 32 years ago. It's aged 8 years, 86 proof, clear glass. Not really a fan of clear glass, but it's better than plastic. Beam Formula Standard since 1795. Okay, does the company does go back to 1795? It's not some made up thing. Alex says, "Good afternoon, Jay. Evening. Good afternoon and evening to you." There's an essay on the side about the product. Then they're showing the original guys that ran the company. James B. Beam was the one they named Jim Beam after. He died 77 years ago. And then they're showing Jeremiah Beam, Booker No, because they started to inherit the company through the woman's side. One, I guess he had all daughters. Fred No, and now it's Suntory Global Spirits. They sold out to a Japanese company 10 years ago, but it's still James B. Beam Distilling in the United States, but it's a subsidiary of the Japanese company. All right, so I bought this. The bottle's so heavy they got a handle on it so you don't drop it. I bought this at International Market for $32.99. And it's all gone now. They've replaced it with the new 7-year aged. They dropped that. They dropped it. They dropped the age statement, and for a number of years they were calling it extra aged. Maybe people didn't like that, and so they tracked the bottle. Then this year they came out with the new Jim Beam Black 7-year age. So I don't know why they keep jumping all over the map on the aging, but that's their issue, But anyway, this is the original one, the 8-year aged. Sour mash, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I think regular Jim Beam does not say sour mash. Yeah, Jim Beam is such a great whiskey. Hello. I think Jim Beam Black is a good one. Good evening in the USA, says Herbie. Sir, is your channel monetized? What? All right. Anyway, here is Jeppson's bourbon, a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys. Now, this one's only been on the market for 4 years. 4 years, not 32 years, 4 years. They changed the label after only 4 years. If you look at the website, I have the link below. You'll see the new label, which to me is kind of bland, but Jeppson's is a little underrated, you think? This is $32.99. There's no purpose to talk about the price here because, like I said, you can't get it. It's been off the market for like 10 years. Okay, but I found it about 3 years ago. Okay. I went back to that store this week and they had none of these. It's all the new 7-year age. Well, it makes sense. People found out that they had this relic and they bought it. Okay. I had my labels mixed up. Got to get my labels straight. Should be enough. Well, they only been around for 4 years. Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about, a song or a film. Okay, I'd rather stick to the products. Okay, the new 7-year age is also a clear bottle, I think, right? I have it in the other room. Pretty sure it's a clear bottle. I don't have a big handle. They call these a handle because they actually have a handle on them sometimes. Built-in pour. Pours out fast. You got to watch it. Now, this one's darker than the Jeppsons. This one is charcoal. It's deep copper. This one's more amber, but they're both in the copper range. When you shop for bourbon, let's say bourbon whiskey, or really any whiskey, if you can find the big handle bottles, I call them the jug bottles, and it is a jug, right? Look, it is a jug. Usually, not always, usually you'll get the best price per ounce. So if you know you like the product and you're going to drink it, buy these. It's the best deal. It's like beer. You buy a 30 pack, you usually get the best price per ounce. I bought a 30 pack and it translates to $3.99 a 6-pack. And yeah, I'd rather pay $3.99 a 6-pack than $9.99. And that's that light beer I've been drinking for the last couple of years. The Milwaukee's Best Light. Good product. Oh, yeah, I don't watch movies, Alex. I watch sports. I'm about to go watch a game. I'm wearing this Paul Honor shirt. About to go watch college football, actually. Clear skies. Blue. I cut that grass today, and it wore me out. I'm still tired now. Whew. I made it, but boy, it was hot and humid, and I was sweating, and I was pushing that lawnmower, and the grass was thick like carpet. But I made it, Took about an hour and a half to get it all done. How do you think the Saints will do this year? 10-7. Okay, let's go with the products. No movies, no sports, no politics. All right. Although I do talk about all of them. Yeah, 10-7. All you need is 8 more wins and they got it. Charred oak. This one's drier. It smells dry. Now I know you're going to say you can't smell dry. Dry means the opposite of sweet. I know that, but it smells like it's going to taste dry. You know what I mean? No, I mean. All right. Now I'm going to actually taste the products. Let's talk about some whiskey, right? The Whiskey Scout. Hello, Robert. I have both and still have a couple old Jim Beam black 8-year-old bottles, and I prefer it. Yeah, I know you and John and Nilly did a duo hangout on that, didn't y'all? I know y'all did. I watched it. So, but yeah, this will be the only bottle I buy because I can't get it anyway. But still, I got a lot of it left, and $32.99. Yeah, that was a deal. That was a deal. Okay. In 1992, it was probably $18.99. All right. Been a while, yeah. So this one tastes pretty strong, I'll be honest. I just took a little gulp and it was like, light me up there. It is 100 proof. Talk about the regulations for a minute. Look, a straight bourbon. This one is a straight bourbon. Whether it's sour mash or not, that's irrelevant. This one happens to be. But a straight bourbon cannot have coloring or flavoring added. All the color, you really like JB Black 8-year. Yeah, I do too. All the color and the flavoring has to come from the grains and the barrel aging and everything like that. Can't be adding caramel color or some kind of vanilla extract to it. Okay, they can't. That's the law. But a blend of straight bourbons is allowed to have coloring and flavoring added, and they do not have to disclose it on the bottle or anywhere else. You say, oh, no, you're lying. I'm not lying. I'll show you the Tax and Trade Bureau website if you'd like to see it. Now, why they do that, I don't know. Because, I mean, it's straight bourbons, and they can't have coloring or flavoring added, right? But you blend them together and put them in a bottle, and then you can add stuff. Well, obviously, you would add it before you put it in the bottle. Look, I don't know. Hey, that's the law. I'll show you the other. So then at some point in history, they replaced it with this, the Jim Beam Black Extra Aged. Meaning no age statement, maybe 6 years, 5, 6, 7 years average, something like that. This was on the market for years. When? I don't know when they brought this in, because if you look at their website, it's not really that helpful on that kind of stuff. They all talk about the history of like the different guys that ran the company. They get into that, like, oh, and then this guy passed away, and then his daughter got married to whatever. But they don't really go too detailed on when the products came in. But I believe it was somewhere around 2016. And if I'm wrong, you can't call me out on that, because I'm saying I believe. I'm not sure, or something like that. So that was on the market until about 2, 3, 4 months. Nah, time flies, doesn't it? Maybe at 4 months ago, maybe 5, but not long. I went to Walmart, and all of a sudden, this was on the shelf. And I was like, stunned, because they had Jim Beam Black. Age 7 years, the new one. Different label. Charcoal, gray with a black and then gold. Same price. There was no price change, but I just saw, I was like, what is this? And I didn't know if it was an alternative offering or if it was a replacement. So I could not find out. I checked the website. They were showing the, not this one, this one. But now if you click on the website today, it's going to show this. So they phased out that sort of carryover. I guess you would call it a bridge. They went from the 8-year and then a no age statement. That was the bridge up to the current 7-year. I'm glad I got all 3, because I'll be curious to see how the extra age tastes relative to the 8-year. It may not be any different. Be curious. And then how the 7-year. I mean, these are not big differences. But I shopped around. I mean, Walmart's price was not that favorable. I didn't like the price. I was like, But I ended up paying like $16.99 for the extra and the black 7-year. So I got them for $16.99 each. That's correct. Time frame sounds about right to me, says Whiskey Scout. Yeah, 2016. I think that's, like I'm saying, I'm not definitive, but it's somewhere around, because they started doing a lot of changes then. They got bought out by Suntory became Beam Suntory. But they got bought out by Suntory in 2014. And then a lot of changes started happening. Like they got rid of the Jim Beam Choice, the old green label, charcoal filtered. That was their claim to fame, Jim Beam Choice, which was a big product back in the 1940s and 50s and 60s. Every year they would give out these gift boxes. And I looked at all the ads. Every year was a different, like a decanter. You could get it like a gift pack. Each year was a different decanter. 1957, 58, 59. And I looked at those ads. Can you imagine a collectible like that today? Each box with 1957 Christmas theme with a decanter. That'd be something to have, huh? So Jim Beam Choice. It was a much higher grade Jim Beam. Then I wrote an email to them and they said, well, we're getting rid of it. 2017, it's gone. So I found 2 bottles in Frankfort, Kentucky, and I bought them. Never saw it again. Somebody told me that the new owners didn't want to pay for this charcoal filtering facility. But I don't know. But anyway, he protects his family from police and the law. I don't know what these people are writing about, but people tell me they drink all day and then they make comments that are out there. Okay, from another world. And I'm not picking on Suntory because they brought in a lot of new stuff. They got rid of older stuff like the Choice, which I believe had been on the market. I'm thinking 1957. I could be wrong. I said the 40s, but I really think it was 57. But they brought in a lot of new products like the Jim Beam Old Tub, which I think is going now, but they brought in the Prohibition commemorative thing, the end of Prohibition, which I had. It's going now. But it just been bringing in a lot of new. I guess the perception was it was like old people's bourbon. Like, man, a bunch of old people drink that. Even the Angels share in a Devil's Cut and Angels and double. I don't know. That was innovative in 1995 or something. I don't know. But I bought them all because I said, ooh. I said, they might get rid of all this stuff. So I ran out and bought the Devil's Cut, the Double Oaked, everything, because I got spooked. Like I thought they were going to cancel it all, and they might. So I was trying to buy everything, and I didn't pay a lot. I was trying to find the cheapest price. So I found them all for like $16.99. I think the most I paid was $18.99. Walmart was over here trying to charge over $20 a bottle. I said no. My dad collected the Wild Turkey decanters. They're cool. Oh yeah, that was another company that did that every Christmas. Same thing with Seagram's VO, the old famous Canadian whiskey. Every year they would have a different thing. Now, but where would you store all that? That's the problem. It's like you have a collectible, but can you imagine you say, well, you got comic books. Yeah, but comic books are flat. They're skinny. You put 300 and something in one box. It's not like this big round thing that's taking up all this space. All right. I like this flavor. It has a lot of corn, like popcorn, like you did popcorn on the stove. My friend David pops popcorn on the stove in a pot. He just puts oil in a pot and he puts the kernels and salt in it. He puts a lid on it and he knows how to do it and it pops just perfect like at a movie theater. So, but that's what it tastes like. Dad had a bunch out of Beam's Choice. He accrued, through the 70s and early 80s. Wow. That'd be something to have, but I mean, like I said, where would you put it? But it was really a lot of companies did that. It wasn't really just Beam and Seagram's VO and Wild Turkey, but those were the big ones. But they had, oh man, like I think even Southern Comfort had like a different Christmas specialty bottle every year. You say Southern Comfort. Well, whatever you think about Southern Comfort, I mean, Janis Joplin liked it. If she'd have drank Southern Comfort and stayed away from H, some of y'all know what I'm talking about. She might still be around singing today. Southern Comfort safer than H. All right. I'm drinking Sour Monkey by Victory. Oh yeah, I've heard about it, of course, but I've never seen it because unfortunately, Victory Brewing Company departed Louisiana just overnight. All their bottles and cans disappeared from Louisiana in 2014. It was a disgusting thing, but it sure did happen. Same thing with Southern Tier. On the shelves one day, next day, gone. Sickening. George Dickel did some of the 70s as well. Oh, the specialty Christmas editions. Yeah. Well, the companies still do that today, but they don't do like specialty decanters and bottles. You know, they just have the little gift packs with the 2 glasses, which is a good deal because if you wait around till after Christmas and New Year's, like usually it's after New Year's Day, man, Walmart over here, they'll just get rid of it. They will just say, get rid of it. So you look at it during Christmas time and you think, oh, that's kind of high. I don't really need these glasses. Ain't nothing but a bottle of, well, you know, whatever it is, Bacardi or something. But then after the holidays, like literally, it could be June, could be January 2nd. You go to Walmart, they have the thing half price. I know I got the $70 cedar wood. It's not veneer, it's solid wood, cedar with the glass front and the humidor, and it contained Bacardi 8-year and the Bacardi 10-year. They were trying to get it out the store for $35. $35. My father said, I'd have bought that, and I don't even drink anymore. He said, I'd have bought that. I don't even drink anymore. All right. So George Dickel. Okay. I read that already. Remember the song by George Jones? They talked about the Elvis decanter. Great song. Oh, I don't remember that. Bacardi. Yeah. All right. So anyway, getting back to this. But yeah, the gift packs, if you can wait them out till after the holidays, you can get some great. And you get nice glasses. I mean, Crown Royal has a nice glass. I bought that Crown Royal gift pack, handle bottle, the big, huge bottle. Still got half of it or more. Sorry, my nose is itching me. With the 2 glasses, $44.99. Now that's the regular price for the bottle, not the glasses, just the bottle. And Winn-Dixie was like, get rid of it. And the glasses are nice. The film name, you still talking about the film? Crown Won't Let You Down, says Alex. Well, the Whiskey Scout would disagree with that. You guys, okay. I'm not going to watch a movie from India. I'm not going to watch a movie from America. I'm not going to watch a movie at all. I don't watch movies, but this is much milder. So this cannot be Jeppson's. There's no way this is 100 proof because it's just mild. You would wholeheartedly disagree. Yeah, right. Crown won't let you down. Whiskey Scout would say something like, Crown will make you frown. Everybody has a preference. Okay, the king is gone. So, you know, Jim Beam Black, it's still 80 proof. It's just aged 8 years. It's not an extra proof like Crown Royal Black. Crown Royal Black's 90 proof. A beautiful product. This is me talking Whiskey Scout. I like it. Am I amazed by Jim Beam Black? I'm not amazed by it, but I'm happy with it. It's nice, mellow. The sour mash adds a little bit of that sourdough bagel type of situation. You're a fan of Crown? We know it's not dark because of coloring added, because it's not allowed to have coloring added. It's a straight bourbon, so it's really that dark. It's really that dark. So how is it that dark? How did they get it that dark? Well, they age it in very thick charred oak barrels, and they call that alligator char. It's a number 4 char. It's the most heavily charred barrel you can get. All right. And they do it for 8 years. So 8 years in that barrel, it's picking up a lot of that red, rust red color. You look at regular Jim Beam, go get a bottle of regular Jim Beam, just, the regular white label Jim Beam. It's not even half as dark as this. It's pale. It's pale. Look how dark. This is dark. This is black. Not really black, but, it's dark. You don't see too many bourbons this dark. Let's be honest. This is dark. Let's look at the new 7-year. Yeah, you see, it's not as dark. It's pretty dark though, but it's not. No, it's not that black. But it's close. But it's not as. Now the extra aged, yeah, you see, like it's a little lighter, more tea colored. Look at it. Okay, so just like I choking now, just like I thought, this is the Jeppsons. Now, do I take issue with the Jeppsons? I don't take issue with the Jeppsons, except that $29.99. I'm not too sure about $29.99 now. And I paid $32.99 for this huge bottle, and this is $29.99. So I would have to say Jim Beam wins. Jim Beam is the winner. Say what you will about Jim Beam, but they have been distilling since 1795, and their stuff is really put together well. I mean, it's not clunky. This one's a little clunky. It's like a little jagged, but it's good. I like it, but I'm glad I got it for free. But I paid for this one. So the Jeppsons was a gift. So yeah, the old legendary product wins again. I've been enjoying the Jeppson's Taste Challenge, but I think it's only one. I'm not sure it's actually won any challenge now that I think about it. I've lost once. I got it confused with another 100 proof product. But yeah, so I got a lot. Yeah, I got a lot more bourbons to bring in over the next week. So we'll see. Now, like the next one is Old Charter. Am I going to confuse it with Old Charter? Obviously not. That's not possible. There's no way I would confuse this with Old Charter. No. Nope, won't happen. All right, last comments. Very few Canadian whiskeys are palatable, says the Whiskey Scout. Well, I disagree with that. But that's an old controversy we have going back for years. I like Canadian whiskeys, but then the Whiskey Scout does not like them. I think Jeppson just needs time to expand their products. I think they need time to expand and refine them. Like I said, a little clunky after only 4 years. Maybe Jim Beam wasn't that good in 1799, right? But it wasn't called Jim Beam until 1938. Maybe it was called Johannes Beam in 1799. Now, if you'd have tried Jim Beam in 1799, you might have said, oh, I believe this product is a little bit clunky. Here we are here in 1799. President Washington might enjoy this, but he may also find it a little bit clunky. Oh, wait. That would have been President Adams. Sorry, President John Adams. Yeah. Okay. Dimebag Darrell had a custom-made Crown Royal guitar with a purple bag. Yeah, we know what happened to him. That was a tragedy. Horrible situation. Tried a flavored whiskey Oh yeah, a Crown Royal apple. I've never had Crown Royal apple, but I've had Rich and Rare apple, which I was very pleased with that. It was a jewel in a cup of coffee. True story. Uh, yeah. So final story. Jeppson's been around 4 years with their bourbon. Now the Malort is much older. The Malort, but people say all kind of negative things about Malort. I think Malort is one of those things where it's so bad you love it. You know what I mean? Like I never had it, but I know where to buy it. But that kind of thing. Like it's like, oh, that's horrible. Let's try some more. But that's what most Canadian whiskeys is. 9% additives are approved. Yeah. Uh, well, that's true. They're allowed to have up to 9.09% additives like flavoring and coloring. Well, the 9.09 is about flavoring, so it could be like vanilla extract. And you think about it, you're one tick above 10, one tick below 10%. That's a hell of a lot of flavoring that they're allowed to put. When you're allowed to add up to 10% minus a tick flavoring, that's a lot. What? Maybe I like the flavoring. I don't know, but yeah, but that's Canada. Yes, it is a lot. So that United States, you if you read your regs on flavoring in the U.S., even with the cheapest American blended whiskeys, if you read your regs, it's only 2.5. Not it says NTE, not to exceed 2.5. Well, 2.5 against 9.09. That's a pretty big That's a pretty big difference. So you find the most cut rate American blended whiskey, and I know where to find some. Oh man, and they got some they got some interesting products out there. But even those they're not allowed to go above 2.5. That's the total volume, 2.5. All right. So anyway, last comments and we out of here. Do you have any Italian joints down in Louisiana? Says Dopeyo. Well, we have a lot of Italian restaurants in Louisiana. For instance, Mosca's, which has been around since what, 1941, on United States Highway 90. Now, if I took you to Mosca's, you'd be getting nervous. You'd be nervous like Michael and Godfather. The Godfather, like we going to Jersey, because it's really out in the kind of the woods, Mosca's, and it's definitely a family-owned place, but they only take cash. They don't open till 4 in the evening, but everybody knows their food is the best. Italian in New Orleans, Sicilian, it's Sicilian. So some people would say yay, others would say nay. But Mosca's, that's a that is a unique restaurant. Um, I wouldn't go there with an attitude. I wouldn't go in there and start trouble. I would just go in there, eat my meal, enjoy myself. You have good food. It's quiet. People mind their business. But yeah, but I mean, if you read about the history of that place, you would understand why I'm saying that. Not to go in there and raise your voice. But I like it. But I do stay low profile when I've been there. But yeah, so you say Italian joints, Moscas. There was a place over there by the Superdome, which was there for a long time. But they closed down. The man died like a month after it closed. He was very ill, and they were known to entertain certain type of people. But anyway, yeah, I have to go to the bathroom. Right, you gotta go. You gotta go. Right. Okay. Just 1,000 young punks. All right, y'all take care now. Bye bye.